Hello, everybody. How's it going? It is me, Virgil, and I'm here to talk to you again with Talk Tea with V. Just kind of going over a couple different things that I would encounter, like on a daily life, something that you may actually have inside of your mind. But for some reason, today, as I was sitting at home, um, Spirit kind of spoke to me to talk more so about truth. Um, and again, I know a lot of people believe that or understand what I mean when I say truth. The way I was raised, that was something that basically you had to do inside of a household, or you got in trouble, or you got your behind beat. I'm trying to be good and not like cuss, because I want to keep it spiritual. But basically, my family was very very strict. When it came to like being honest, to being open, being the type of person that you will want to be when you are around other people. So you do unto others as you want them to do to you. But as I was sitting today, a lot of things started coming to me more so about truth. And what I have realized, people aren't really living inside of their truth. You know, Everyone wants to kind of put on a facade, for the people who they're around, the people they're trying to attract, the people who they want to become. And it's not necessarily that you need to have a facade or to lie about who you are as an individual. It's being, once you understand who you are as an individual, the people who you surround yourself will understand you and they will love you for you. I don't know who really needed like to hear that, or who has been kind of like going back and forth with himself about that, but that's something that kind of like I don't know why it just kind of came to me, to speak on it, because that's something that I'm pretty sure that everybody battles with on like a day-to-day basis, about owning their truth, knowing who they are, knowing where they fit in, knowing um, what it is that they have to offer to society, and not really feeling like they have to kind of put on a facade to be someone that they're not. Um, and I know with social media and with everything that kind of goes on, a lot of people idolize, other individuals to kind of be like those people that they are trying to idolize. Well, I'll just say idolize. But as they do that, it's taken away from their true, authentic self. And the only way that you're going to stand out is if you stay true to who you are, what it is that you do, what makes you quirky, what makes you unique, what makes you weird, and that's what people gravitate to when they realize the authentic person you are. And I feel as though a lot of people try to fit into societal norms and they forget their authentic self. Um, and again, it's something that kind of happens over time. As you come into your own and you start figuring yourself out, you're going to put on like different cloaks, to kind of see if you're going to become these particular people, and it's fine to do that. But however, do not lose yourself trying to find yourself. And the reason why I say that is because I have been the one who have gone through those type of things before. I've changed myself for a relationship. I've changed myself to fit in the job role. I've changed myself to fit into societal norms, or to make myself feel like I belong. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, what makes me different and what makes me unique is what is going to gravitate people towards me. Not me trying to fit into the way of everybody's idea of who I am as an individual. And I feel as though if people were to sit and kind of believe that and pay attention to that, everybody would be so far in life, because it's not about, and they said it in Medea, and I, and not trying to take anything from Tyler Perry, but it's not what you answer to. Is how did it go? It's not who you answer. What, I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm saying. It's not who you answered, or it's not what they call you, it's what you answered to. Okay, I finally got it out. But it's the truth. You can't really, you can answer to whatever somebody says, but if you don't believe it, that's not who you are. You can come from all different backgrounds. Your family can be really poor, but at the same time, you have the option to overcome those hurdles and to be whatever it is that you possibly want to be. So anything that anybody else has ever deemed on you does not necessarily mean that that is exactly who you are. And you have to kind of know your worth, know where you stand, know who you are, know where you're going, actually know that you have a place. Because everybody has something that's locked up inside of themselves somewhere, and it's up to you to kind of find it. Once you find it, it's golden, and it's going to be something that nobody could ever take away from you. And for years, I can kind of say that I sat and I deemed myself as being crazy. I deemed myself as me being misguided. But what I realized, it was more so me trying to fit into societal norms of what people expected me to be. And I feel as though when you leave and you kind of find out who you are and you stay true to what your calling is and your true authentic self, there's nothing that anybody can say and or do, to kind of make you feel less than, and I know I say a lot, but that's a little safe word. Um, but I have just sat back and I thought about the kids, and people that are going through these identity crisis, where they're trying to match the people on the TV when it comes to like stacks on stacks, racks on racks, and just all of these, you know, goals that are, again, Instagram, Facebook, you know, the media kind of put out there, and that kind of what I feel is messing up, some of the youth. Because when you see that, and as a youth, you're going to believe that this is what you have to have in order to be successful, and this is what people are idolizing, and for them to idolize it, it's okay. But at the same time, be and do your due diligence to make sure that you are nourishing your child to kind of know that it is okay, that this is not the life for everybody. That's not what you have to do in order to be successful. Be true to you. You don't have to go look at Chief Keef and think that Chief Keef life is the same life that you need to have. And I think that is something that is missing, because we're not talking to our youth, we're not talking to our kids, we're not talking to people and trying to guide them to where they are, and I feel as an educator and as educating children, we should now be able to speak to them to let them know, like, hey, whatever it is that you have going on, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. But at the same time, we have to instill the confidence in them to let them know that they don't have to be that particular person, because then that travels down into someone thinking about their self-worth. Well, if I don't make this much money, I'm not worth the same amount that this person is. And we all know that's complete bull. We're all completely different. We all come from different backgrounds. We all have different shaped body sizes, skin complexion, hair textures, all of that. So to make someone feel like they're beneath you and to have your children idolize somebody when you know for a fact they're never going to have a silk press and that's never going to be their hair, it's just kind of like you have to let your children know and let people know that you are beautiful the way you are, regardless on if you think so or not. But no one can really tell you that you're beautiful. You have to believe it. Because if you don't believe it, then you don't believe you're beautiful. And it's like those is when you start accepting the offers that come to you. Things that don't even matter, things that could potentially be like very toxic to you, and you have to, and again, I say it starts in the home. So if you prep your child before they go out into the world and you give them that nourishment and you let them know, like, hey, this is what you're going to face, this is what's going to happen. You instill in them before they get into the hands of somebody who is going to break them down, and you want to make sure that you uplift them, so when something like that does happen, you can kind of reach out to them and you can be like, hey, we talked about this, I told you this was going to happen, X, Y, and Z. I, God forbids that anybody ever have to tell their children when they get up into age that, oh, I told you so, because no parent, or at least my parents, I can say, wanted to tell us that, and sometimes you're gonna have to hit a wall. You're gonna fall, you're gonna fail, but at the same time, again, like I said, you're just gonna have to know how to uplift, and take your kids, to a completely different, um, what do I want to say? A completely different spectrum. You know, don't allow people to make you feel like you're less than. And that's kind of the only thing that I really want to kind of get across, because there are a lot of people who really claim to have like every answer, everything in a book. I make X, Y, and Z amount of money and be Betsy Bug crazy, and you have to really deem yourself to know what your worth is before you just skip and mosey with the person who's coming at you saying, oh, I can offer you the world, I can do this, but the person can't offer you anything but a headache. So you just, again, know your worth. Know that you're worthy. Know that for a fact that no matter what it is that you want, you can achieve it. You don't have to have somebody else. You don't need his bankroll. You don't need their checkbook. You don't need their cash whatever, however y'all want to get your money. So at the same time, focus on what makes you unique, what makes you beautiful, just so you can kind of get above, because at the same time, like, if you don't do that, then you will never know what your self-worth is. I know for a fact I tend to kind of go on tangents and I like ramble on and on and on. So basically, as I figure out this whole YouTube scenario, it's going to kind of be like that. But at the same time, please like, subscribe, give me feedback on what I can work on, how to do it, topics that you guys kind of want me to talk about, or ideas that you guys can kind of give me, because I'm here for you. And at the same time, like, I can only go off of what I think for so long, but at the same time, like I said, I want to know what you guys think. Keep feeding me like ideas, and we can kind of go from there. And if it's something that you really want me to talk about, I'll talk about it. What I plan on doing on this channel is I'm going to give you my unbiased answers, and what do you call it? Not attention. I can't say I'm gonna give you my undivided attention because you guys are paying attention to me, but I'm going to give you my unbiasers, and I want you to to work with me. Don't sit and be like, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. I may not sometimes, but at the same time, like, it's a learning curve. So we're going to do this together. Like I said, like, subscribe to my page. If you have any questions, do not worry about like not reaching out to me, because I do respond. And yeah, we'll go from there. Until next time, bye.